He's heating up.
The Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics in 7 games for the right to play the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals, and it seems like everybody is making it more complicated than it is. There's a very simple answer to the reason why the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics. It's very simple. I've been out for 10 days, been sick, looking raggedy. That's why I'm not on camera. But I've been watching ESPN, and I've been watching Fox Sports, and I've been watching some of these analysts and some of these reporters and Get Up and, speak on Fox Sports. I've been watching all these shows, and everybody's pointing to the wrong things, okay? Let's start with coaching, all right? I view coaching like this, all right? There's something about this player that, they're talented, they're gifted, but me as a coach, I have to pull something out of them. I have to unlock something in them that brings them up to a higher level that they need to compete at all times. Then there's the other side where I'm a player's coach, okay? Me and my players, we see the game the same way, we go about our work the same way, and everything is fluid. It's easier for them to fall in line, okay? Erik Spoelstra is that for the Miami Heat, okay? He is a hard-nosed, hardest worker in the room type guy. He had to work from the basement of the Miami Heat in 1995 as a scout, typing on old laptops, watching VHS tapes. He had to work his way all the way up from that. Then he was the lead scout. Then he was assistant coach. Then he was the head coach. Jimmy Butler, homeless, going to a junior college. Then he's transferring to Marquette. Then he has to fax his commitment letter from a McDonald's. Drafted low in the draft. First round, lower level. All right. Goes to Chicago Bulls. No playing time. Then he gets a little bit of playing time as a hard-nosed defender. Then he becomes a scoring option. Then he becomes the second option. Then he becomes the first option that says, you know what? My focus now should be on winning championships. Same thing. Erik Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler are the exact same person. You have 7 undrafted players on your roster. The exact same mindset. I had to work my butt off to be here. And there's a ton of people in this room that have to work just as hard as I do to be where they are. We have something special here. Ime Udoka was the coach that pulled something out of his guys, that unlocked something in his guys to get them to play at that higher level at all times. Ime Udoka was that for the Boston Celtics. Joe Mazzulla was thrusted into the fire because of his situation with the Boston front office and, he said, she said, and all that other stuff. He was put in a tough spot. So we don't truly know what to think of Joe Mazzulla as a head coach, okay? All I can say is this. For the situation he was put in, he performed very well. He was just out-coached by a Hall of Fame coach that is one of the greatest we've ever seen, especially in this era. All right, that's one side of it. Okay, Joe Mazzulla was never given a fair shot. He did what he could with this team and got them back to the Eastern Conference Finals in a Game 7. You look at the other side of it. Watch these 2 clips and tell me what you see.
I saw the video. I saw it after the game that I came down, on my ankle, and it's tough because it, kind of impacted me the rest of the night. Swelled up, and it was just frustrating that I was kind of like a shell of myself. It's tough to move.
I don't know how to follow that one. 2 questions. One, Jimmy, how's your ankle? You injured it against the Knicks, and you tweaked it a little bit in Game 7. Are you 100%, or are you close to 100%, or is that a look that tells me you're going to lie right now?
No, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say that nobody cares. You don't either. And I'm still expected to do my job at a high level if I take it forward, which I will. And we're going to be okay. We're going to get the job done, bum ankle or not. And I'm not taking a follow-up, so don't do that.
Attitude reflects leadership. Nobody asked about Jimmy Butler. Nobody cared. Nobody brought it up. Not on ESPN, not on Fox Sports 1, Undisputed, First Take, Speak, Get Up. None of these other shows. NBA Today, nobody talked about Jimmy Butler turning his ankle. The same ankle he turned in the New York series that kept him out for a game. Nobody talked about it at all, not even a little bit. Here's what bothers me about Jason Tatum. I love Kobe Bryant, admire Kobe Bryant. The Mamba mentality is something I hope, to carry with me. That's something I think I have. As soon as he turned his ankle, the first thing I said, oh, Jason Tatum has an out now if they lose this game. He has something he can point to that says, you know what? This is the reason why we lost. This is why we didn't get the job done. He has something to point to now. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody with a severely sprained ankle is not getting the rebound going coast to coast for a layup. Is not getting the rebound going coast to coast during the Euro step, taking off on that sprained ankle for a two-handed dunk. Now, there's opportunities that you can point to. Missed a couple wide open threes. Got the ball in the middle of the 2-3 zone. Nobody on him. I'm going to shoot a midi off the high backboard, clank off the front of the rim. Get it again in the middle of that 2-3 zone. I'm going to blow a wide open, uncontested layup. Now, granted, towards the end of the game, they started going at Jason Tatum, but for majority of the game, they did not really care to attack him. Not even a little bit. His closeouts were weak. His rotations were weak. He just wasn't trying at all. You can see that. You can see effort. Effort is not something that's not tangible. You can see it. You can watch it. You can feel it. Watching that game, he had an out. And guess what? Everybody's talking about, Boston, the more talented team. Like I said, defensive player of the year, 6th man, first team, all NBA, second team all NBA. Miami won the first series in 2020, 4-2. The next time they played each other, they lost the series 3-4. This year, they won the series 4-3. The Miami Heat are 11-9 when facing the Boston Celtics in the playoffs these last 3 times. Correct me if I'm wrong. That means one team is clearly better than the other team. Miami is the better team. Better front office, better head coach, better coaching staff, and the leadership in place and the system in place is better. So Miami had the better team. Now, more talent is probably going to be on the other side, obviously. But the better team, top to bottom, is clearly the Miami Heat. Now, we can talk about, Jimmy Butler and, how he, the possibility could be made for Caleb Martin to, have that Eastern Conference Finals MVP. All right. You can discuss it, but you're going to be wrong. Jimmy Butler had more points, more assists, more rebounds, and more steals. Jimmy Butler was far and away the best player for the Miami Heat in this series. That's not debatable. All right. Now, going into the NBA Finals, I'm going to stick with the Miami Heat. Win, lose, or draw. But I will say this. Pat Riley guaranteed this summer they will add another star. During this whole run, you beat the Bucks. You beat the Knicks. You take down the Celtics. You went this entire run without Tyler Hero. And guess what? Every team that gives you a phone call is asking Tyler Hero to be the center of a trade discussion. You have Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, and a host of other guys that could be on a trade block if Miami loses this NBA Finals. I think personally, if Miami wins the final, it's going to be harder to get another superstar to say, hey, I want out of my contract. I want to leave. It's going to be difficult. Very difficult. But Tyler Hero, if he's able to come back and play, this is going to be an audition for all the other 29 teams in the league. Because they were able to win without him. They were able to get to this level. Strus stepped up. Gabe Vincent stepped up. Duncan Robinson stepped back into his role. Tyler Hero is looking very expendable these days. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. That's one more for the good guys.
He's here.